Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me today. Today's topic is going to be leading. How to be a leader. How to lead your woman. Now, the reason I came up with this topic today is because on the way to taking my daughter to school, she was listening to some radio station. Well, on this radio station, I think it was called Jubal or something, they call up a girl on Friday that has been, or that has ghosted a guy. For example, this guy called in the radio station and he said he was going out with this girl, and then after a month, and he thought everything was going great, and she ghosted him, and he wanted to know why. So the radio show calls up the girl and asks her what the reason was that she ghosted this guy. So they call her up, and she doesn't know the radio station. So they explained to her what they're doing, and they said, this is about a guy named Mark. Strange, same name as me, right? Okay, so, and she says, what do you want to know? And says, well, Mark said that everything was going good, and you ghosted him after about a month. You two were going out and dating. And she says, oh, really? He should have known. And they said, well, he said he thought everything was fine. Well, what was the problem? Why did you ghost him like that? And why didn't you tell him that you didn't want to see him anymore? And she says, well, I figured he would have known. Well, the reason was, she said, because she had to make the decision for everything. Now, he thought by being a nice guy and allowing her to pick and choose where they went, that she would like him more. But the reality was she liked him less because he wouldn't lead. He wouldn't make a decision. She went on to complain about he just couldn't make a decision. I mean, every time we went out, I had to decide where to go. He didn't know what to do. When in reality, he knew what to do, but he thought he would appease her by allowing her to pick and choose where they can go. A woman doesn't want to pick and choose. They want a man that will lead. Now, what happens sometimes if you take the leadership, which is what you should do, okay, this woman wanted a man. A man leads, a man makes decisions, okay? That way, all she has to do is go along. Contrary to what women say they want, they would tell you that they want, well, I want to be able to decide where to go. I want to be able to make the decisions. They don't really. They say what they want, and what they say they want, and what they really want is always two different things. Now, there are a few exceptions. There are always exceptions to a rule. There's a small percentage of women out there that understand what they want, what creates attraction in them for a man. But most of them don't. Most women will tell you that they want to be equal, they want to be the same, they want to have the same decision-making capacity as the man, when in reality they want him to choose, they want him to lead. Now, let's say you decide, okay, let's go to Taco Bell. Okay, you decide to go to Taco Bell to eat. You make the decision, and she says, well, I don't really want to go to Taco Bell. Now, that's going to happen sometimes. They're going to test you. How strong is your resolve? So how do you deal with that? Okay, what you do, because they're going to tell you they want you to decide. But then after you decide, they may complain about where you're going to go, or when you get there, they may complain about the food, or they may say, well, I really didn't want to come here. So what you do in that case is this. You say, let's go to Taco Bell. And she says, well, I really don't want to go to Taco Bell. What you don't want to do is say, well, where do you want to go, honey? We can do whatever you want to do. Now that sounds like, and that makes sense like that she would appreciate you for that, but no, that just knocks you down a notch on the respect and value pole, okay, because you're supplicating to her. What you do in that situation is you say, no, we'll go to Taco Bell this time, and then we'll pick a different place next time. We'll pick a different place next time. You, as the man, will pick a different place next time, okay? And the next time, you decide. Here's what you don't do. How do I know this? From experience. You don't say, well, you didn't want to go to Taco Bell last time. Where do you want to go this time? Once again, you have to take the lead. Just because she didn't like where you went doesn't mean that you don't lead the next time. When a general is in a battle situation and he leads the troops into the battle, into the front where the fighting happens, and it doesn't turn out too well and he has to retreat, okay, to regroup and then form up and go back in again, does he ask the troops, well, I know you guys didn't like that, so what do you want to do this time? No, he doesn't. It's the same principle. You're the general, you're the leader, you're the one that makes decisions. Doesn't mean your decisions are always going to be liked. It doesn't mean your decisions are always going to work out well, but you continue to make the decisions. And when they don't work out well, you learn from that. You accept the fact that maybe it was the wrong decision, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe you like Taco Bell and she doesn't. Doesn't matter. You made the choice. Next time you can choose something else. Maybe you want steak. Go to a steakhouse. And you may get there and she may say, I don't like steak. I want sushi. It's hard telling. But these are crap tests. Okay? They test you to see if you're going to bend or try to supplicate to them or seek their approval. How far will you bend over or kiss her rear to get her approval? Not very far. Don't do it at all. Never supplicate to a woman. They don't want that. Now, I know you're thinking logically, well, if I try to work things out with her or I compromise and take her where she wants to go and show her that I care about how she feels, she'll respect me and love me more. I mean, that makes logical sense, but what you have to remember with women in relationships and romantic or attraction situations, logic has little to do with attraction and desire. She doesn't want you to supplicate to her. She wants you to be a man. She wants you to be the man that all other men want to be like, which is a strong man, a dominant man, a man who can lead, a man who can make decisions and be brave enough to realize that his decision, even if it turns out badly, he's going to stand behind the decision he made. And if he made a mistake, he'll say, yeah, that wasn't too good. I'll try something different next time. There you go. Not any of this, well, I'm sorry, I know you really didn't want to go there. Next time you can decide where we want to go. Or get angry and say, well, you told me I had to decide. You make the decisions. Either way, you don't do that. You continue to lead. You continue to lead. All great leaders have made mistakes. All great leaders have led people into situations where people have died. People have not liked what they led them into, but they continued to lead. Okay? They lead and make decisions because other people aren't strong enough to do it, or other people don't want to do it. Your woman does not want to make the decisions, regardless of what she says she wants. You're the man, be the leader. Lead the interaction to where you want it to go. I also see many times men will talk about, well, I was having a great texting relationship. Well, they don't say relationship, but that's exactly what they're doing. We were really texting back and forth and things were going good, and then after a week, she just quit talking to me. She ghosted me. Well, where were you going with the texting? The texting is just for meeting up, unless she's in a foreign country and you can't meet directly. But still, if you spend all your time texting, when you meet her, there will be nothing to talk about. It's your job as a man to lead the interaction to a successful conclusion in the bedroom, because that's where you're wanting to go, whether you want to admit it or not. Okay, eventually that's where you're going to end up. And that's what she expects you to do as a man. If she's making you wait 3, 4, 5, 6 dates before she decides to be with you intimately, she's probably out there being with GigaChat or the Friends with Benefits guy, like the gentleman left a message or left a comment today about his this girl that he really had a good time with. He thought things were going well. She said that no one had ever treated her like that. He was treating her really well. And then she dumped him. Okay? Every woman will tell you that they want a man to treat them, almost every woman will tell you that they want a man to treat them like a queen. But here's what happens. Treat her like a queen, she will treat you like a servant. Treat her like a star, she will treat you like a fan. There is a lot of truth in those two sayings. It happens very commonly, or it's very common for that to occur. Because whenever you treat a woman like a queen, or really admire her, you are putting her on a pedestal where she doesn't want to be. She doesn't want to be on a pedestal. Now, she may want all the supplicating simps or beta males, or whatever you choose to call the men who supplicate the women, who like all their photos and think that they're going to get somewhere with them like that. She likes that from them, but she doesn't want to be with those men. She wants a man who's not going to follow her. She wants a man who she respects and values enough that she follows him. If a woman really loves you and desires you, she will leave her family, her country, her job, her school. She will leave everything for you. And that's the kind of desire that you want. I have had that. And I've also been in relationships where they tried to put everything above me, everything before me. And I didn't stay in that relationship too long, okay? Sometimes longer than I should have, but eventually, after telling the girl, look, here's what's going to happen if you don't start changing your priorities. For every man, one of his most important emotional needs is for his woman to put him number one above everything else. Now, most women don't want to do that. They don't realize that that's what a man needs in a relationship. A man does not need a woman unless he wants to have a child. He can succeed and excel without the help of a woman. I've done it, but on the other hand, you can have a woman that drags you down and is like an anchor to you. The question you need to ask yourself, is your woman a sail filling you with wind, pushing you out to sea, to conquer new lands, to see new vistas, to be more of who you are? Or is she an anchor holding you back, not allowing your ship to sail to new vistas, to new destinations, to expansion? Which is she? Is she a sail or is she an anchor? Very important question to ask yourself. I have had both. I think I've had more anchors than sails. And you have to cut the chain on that anchor and walk away. Now, I know it's painful, it's difficult. I know us men, we fall in love. We actually are the romantics. And it's harder for us because we don't usually jump from one woman to another. But women will jump from one man to another. I mean, they'll have somebody lined up, most women, before they ever break up with you. They will already be developing a relationship with someone, okay, because they are the weaker sex. Contrary to what they want to believe, they are weaker. They need a man. Now, in first world society like the U.S., they don't need a man to survive anymore. But do you think hundreds of thousands of years of evolutionary development in the mentality of women is going to be changed by 60 or 70 years of women's liberation? No, they're still genetically and evolutionary programmed to need a man. They believe they need a man. It's in their primordial brain, that desire that gives them security of having a man. Okay, I got to get off here. It's time to go. I hope you've benefited from this. Share this with a friend. Smash that like button. Just reach up there and push that like button. Leave a comment in the comment section. And thanks a lot for joining me. I will talk to you later.